I'm Cynthia Terry, president of SHABACH Ministries Incorporated. Thank you for joining us today for our SMI Career Connections webinar series. This is our sixth in a series of a year-long webinars related to employment, entrepreneurship, and other resources. Our focus today is careers in local law enforcement. Our panelists today are Corporal India Dixon and Corporal Sterling Smith. And I just want to thank them, first of all, for all that they do in the community, for just being there in the community, and we feel safer because of their presence. I also want to thank you for carving out time because I know you're in between leaving one place, going to another place, and you've carved out the time for us. So thank you so much for that. I am just going to ask you a few questions. And as I ask you those questions, and if you want to interject or add anything, please feel free because our audience is a group of people who may be unemployed, underemployed, or just seeking to change careers. And I want them to really take the time and consider our sheriff's department when they're making that consideration. And see, that's my first question. Sheriff's office, the sheriff's department. What makes that different than the regular county police or state police or highway police? Either one of you could take that question.
Okay, so we everything we do is pretty much through the courts. So whether it be an eviction, which has to be signed off by a judge, a writ has to be signed off by a judge in order for us to take possession of a property. Um, any civil paperwork, we handle all of the warrants in Prince George's County. We also transport the prisoners to and from court. We have a domestic violence section as well, which where we will end up getting the calls back. We run domestic calls for service, 911 calls for service, as well as serve ex parte orders, protective and peace orders for individuals who seek protection orders. Um, the difference is the police do calls of service all day long, and that's their primary function. Our primary function, one, is the courthouse.
Okay.
We are the primary security for the courthouse. Anything that happens in that courthouse, that's our baby.
Wow.
Yep. So that's pretty much the difference to sum it up. Um, our only 24-hour operations within the sheriff's office is our domestic violence section. Well, now also our behavioral health unit as well, because that is with BHU for short. We just started that, implemented that about a year and a half or so ago.
Somewhat like that.
Somewhere around there. That's pretty much the difference between us and the police.
So, not that I speed or anything, but if I zoom past a sheriff's car, you can't come after me?
We absolutely can.
Yes, we can.
I thought so.
We all
Because,
go to the same academy. So we all do
okay,
basically the same things.
okay.
Not
I'm
our
gonna,
primary function. However, we
yeah,
can pull a traffic. We can pull traffic.
yeah. Not that I speed, okay? I don't want you to get that idea. Sometimes maybe. So let me get personal for a moment. How old were you when you decided to join the sheriff's office, if I can? I'm talking about a general age, were you fresh out of college? Did you do it a little later in life? And why did you choose the sheriff's department over Prince George's, Montgomery County Police Departments, or some other kind of police?
Okay, I'll take it. I'm Corporal Dixon. I've been on the agency for 24 years. I started when I was 30 years old with 4 children. Struggling. I used everything as a stepping stool. I started in corrections, DC jail, moved forward to Upper Marlboro Detention Center, and my goal, and I just wanted to be a deputy sheriff. I just wanted to be in that field. The reason why my brother was murdered at the age of 17, and I wanted to put myself in the community so I could be able to help the people make better choices in their lives. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And I've been doing it for 24 years. And I love everything about this agency and everything about being in this field.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Wow. You have just blessed me in so many ways because you see the people, but you don't know the story, and everybody
Yes.
has a story. And I've always wondered, what was it that would have sort of directed you to go in that? But knowing that that's the backdrop of who you are, I also know that taking care of people and doing what you do, doing it extremely well is just a part of your DNA. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. I would like to hear your story as well.
Sure. So when I decided I wanted to have a career in law enforcement, I transitioned from the federal government. I was actually in college at the time in a student temporary employment program. I'm sorry. Um, Once I finished college, I learned that that was not for me. I wanted to do something that was kind of different every day. Not going to a desk and sitting in a cubicle and having the same work and every day. I wanted something different. I then applied at the time. The sheriff's office had like a hiring freeze. I applied for a civilian position within the agency. I learned that working in our teletype and record section, where I worked there for 5 years as a civilian employee. I then put myself through a municipal academy because I took that job wanting to be a deputy sheriff.
Mhm.
I went through the municipal academy and became a deputy sheriff, and I love it. It's nothing else that I would want to do.
So, expound on that. What is a municipal academy? Because we know police academy, but what's a municipal
So,
academy?
so the municipal academy in Prince George's County, we have a lot of municipal agencies within the county, like Fairmont Heights, Seat Pleasant, District Heights, Cottage City, Colmar Manor. There's a lot.
On and on.
Those agencies can go through this particular academy, which is within Prince George's Community College. It's the
Okay.
same exact training, almost the same instructors, and they can get their certifications through there and become certified police officers from that point. The difference is you don't get paid when you're in that academy
Okay.
unless you have a sponsor. So me, I wasn't sponsored. I paid my way to go through this training to become a deputy sheriff.
But at the end of that, you have different agencies that come up to the municipality and they actually get to talk to different people and hire the people that finish that academy at the municipal center.
So how long does this take? When you decided you wanted to become and you decided that that was the route, how long did it take for you before you became, you're considered a sheriff or a deputy sheriff, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That took
Okay.
that training. I started December and I finished in July, the following July.
And you could become a sheriff.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Now, wait a minute. Tell me that it was less than a year.
Yes, it's about 7 months, 6 to 7 months.
So the people who are looking at this, if they ever thought maybe they couldn't do this, you've just encouraged them that not only could they do it, but they could do it in less than a year.
Yes, ma'am.
That
Of
is
course,
amazing.
after that, you still are in training. So you have to
Okay, of
be
course.
once. So you're assigned to a field training officer. Depending, that can take anywhere from 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
So I mean, roughly right under a year. Yes, ma'am. You can be a police officer in the state of Maryland.
So going to college, you spend 4 years.
Mm.
That's not true because they always find a couple of subjects that you've missed. So they want your extra money. So they say you have to take these other courses. Almost everyone I've spoken to have that. So you got 4.5 years that you have paid thousands of dollars to
Yeah.
go through. And you can do this, let's say a year. Let's just say tops a year. That
Yes,
is
ma'am.
absolutely amazing. I'm wondering how many people who are watching knew or could have ever imagined that they could actually get started and then get into their training in less than a year. So do you know whether or not this is the same for Prince George's County Police, or do they go a different route?
So they
Police
have
Academy.
they house their own academy. which we have deputies that also have gone through that academy as well.
Really? How long is that academy?
It's the same.
9 months.
It's about the same. Yeah.
Bad. You know, I have a 27-year-old. He's almost brand new. I may have to direct him in that path. He's still trying to figure out who he wants to be when he grows up. I think that it's a wonderful thing that people may be avoiding some careers because they think it would take a long, long time. But actually, a year goes by very, very quickly.
It
Yes,
does.
Very,
It does.
very quickly. So now that you've had your training and you went through your training, what was the first thing that you did once you became a sheriff or, you were officially out there with your car? What was your first assignment?
I was assigned to the domestic violence section, where I ran
Tell us
domestic
about
violence.
that. Tell us about that.
At the time, that was 2013,
Mm,
2012, 2013. We ran calls for service for victims of domestic violence. We also served protective and peace orders for those victims as well. Um, that was a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week operation where it was rotating shifts. We work holidays. It's 24 hours, so we could work holidays, uh, midnights, day work, evenings. I learned a lot. That section also gets a lot of does have to do other types of functions for the sheriff's office. So, because the other functions of the sheriff's office are not 24 hours. So something may come up that we have to handle that we normally wouldn't because that section is not 24 hours.
I got
So
you.
you learn a lot in domestic violence, a lot.
Wow. Wow. How did they affect you, I guess emotionally or to work in that particular section?
You have to have uh tough skin absolutely to do it. And you just got to show compassion, and just follow the law. You know, domestic violence victims they need help, and we were there. I was just glad to be a part of that I could be there to help them.
Praise God. That is wonderful. So, Corporal Dixon, when you left your training, that's the municipality training, I guess, municipal um track. What was your path? How did you go?
So being on this agency, you get to go on in every section, basically. I started in DV, went to child support, did civil, um, did warrants. I did a little bit of everything, court services, and I'm now in recruitment and I'm currently a background investigator for the agency. And every section you learn something and you carry it to the next section. You learn so much, especially being a branch of the court system. The sheriff is always proactive and we have to think 2 steps ahead before we get to the next spot. But I've been every section, honestly. Every section.
What was your favorite?
Um, I want to say right now, I would say more so child support and also recruiting. Recruiting, I get to meet several different people and bring people onto the agency, get to know them and help them start their career.
Yeah, yeah. What is your least favorite?
I don't have a least favorite.
You
I love
don't have a
every
least
section.
favorite? You would go anywhere
I
of
will.
all those different areas.
Wherever they say they needed help, I would go.
On with your bad self.
That's my partner.
That's right.
That's your partner. All right.
But
All
I
right.
do want to say this: the sheriff's office and county police put their people through their an academy.
Mhm.
He chose to go through a municipality, which is the community college, and he
Mhm.
paid his way through.
Right.
With
Right.
us, we put in an application with the
Mhm.
sheriff. They hired us and they sent us to an academy, and we got
Mhm.
paid to go.
Okay.
So it
Wow.
was a difference between me and Sterling.
Oh, okay. In just a moment, I'm going to ask you for those who may be interested in taking those paths, if you would give them some steps to take. But before we get there, I want to get this elephant out of the room because our young people, and I know they've changed some of the laws. What is how does a person who either smokes marijuana or used to smoke marijuana, how does that impact them when they're going to apply for a job with
So
you,
so
with
when they
Will?
apply for a job with the deputy sheriff,
Hmm.
long as they don't smoke marijuana a year prior to the application,
A
I'm not
year.
worried about what happened years ago.
Okay.
But they
So
need
why
to
do you say a year? They
because
can detect?
the laws have changed. We have polygraph. We They'll be tested. So we basically ask them to be honest with us and be upfront with us.
Mhm.
And that's how we build a rapport with each of our applicants. So
Okay.
long as they're upfront with us, we're upfront with them. Like I tell everybody, I'll be your best friend through this whole process. I'm going to
Right.
hold your hand through everything. When you need me, call me. I have a phone. It rings 24/7. You can call. And basically, I love it. Everybody calls me when they need me. They report in. They say, Miss Dixon, I need help. I need help. And guess what? I'm here to help you. We're going to make this process a little easier. We're going to talk through it.
Yeah.
So it works.
So
It works.
what if they do lie? What if they say that they don't
It-
smoke
so
and
we have a polygraph in place
okay.
and it will detect it.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. So they go on
Okay.
poly and the examiner, he's very good at his job. So that's why we
Wow.
tell everybody to be upfront and honest.
Who was that said that they smoked but they didn't inhale? Was that Bill Clinton? He did. He didn't inhale. I wonder if that was because he was taking the volley. So now, could you sort of walk us through, um, like you said, when let's say somebody's interested right now
I
and they're
got you.
standing in front of you, what would you be saying to them
I
at
would
this
say,
point so that they would know what their next steps would be?
I would say I'm Corporal Dixon with the Prince George's Sheriff's Office. I am your background investigator and I'm your recruiter. We're going to first start with the application process. They're going to fill out the application. Once the application meets the minimum qualifications with OHRM, it comes to me and then I will go over it. Then they'll come. I'll send them an email to meet up at either FOP 89 or police headquarters for the physical fitness test or the written exam. Once they complete all that, if they pass, we move further into background. Background includes polygraph, medical. Medical is basically a stress test and a lot of different tests in between. We also have the psych test. We have uh, they check your credit. It's so much entailed to what background is. For us, we go back and we check 10 years on one thing and 5 years on another thing. So
Wow.
we do a thorough investigation of each applicant. And
Okay.
then once everything is finished,
Mhm.
it goes up to the sheriff for approval. If he approves it, they're hired.
How long does that process take?
Um, about 3 to 4 months.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, yeah, it's about 3 to 4, maybe 4.5 months.
Wow. So don't walk in expecting you getting a call the next week.
No, it takes
Mm-mm.
time.
What's the age? You don't.
So we do 20. They can start at 20 and 6 months, 20
Mhm.
years old in 6 months, and we have no cutoff age.
What?
No, you can come in
You mean
20
if I want to come,
months.
if I want to go through the municipality and then
That
go
can
ahead to the other training, I can do that?
you come on, and if you make it, I'm a give you a gift at the end. I got you. I'm gonna hold your hand. Yes, yes. Anybody can come.
Well, that's exciting actually, because there are so many places that would put limits and they would think maybe physically or something, they would say that there's an age that maybe they couldn't do the job. But that I think that is really encouraging. Thank you for that. I'm not coming, but thank you for that.
I was gonna say, I was ready to send you the link.
That's right. We got links for everybody.
No, I'm trying to retire. I'm trying to retire.
I
Let's,
understand.
okay, go ahead. What were you getting
No,
ready to say?
no, I said I understand the retirement.
Yeah. So as we have people who may be shifting careers, okay, they have, let's say they worked federal government and, there have been some not so subtle changes there. And then a person comes out and said, you know what, I always wanted to work in the sheriff's office. Are there any physical requirements that they must meet in order to qualify?
Yes, we basically you're 20 and 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
We asked for a high school diploma or GED.
Mm-hmm.
What else we have? We have a couple of things on there. Remember?
Um,
I don't have it in front of me. I apologize for that.
No, I'm
that
talking
that that's
about
that's pretty much
physical
it as far as the physical. So
Physical.
there's a
Oh,
agility test that they must take.
it's 15
agility
push-ups.
test.
I
Yes.
So they
apologize.
don't care if you weigh 250 pounds, but if you pass that
If you
agility
pass the
test, it's
test,
okay.
yes.
So it's 15 push-ups, a mile and a half run. It's a 300-yard dash. It's a dry finger pull with each hand. And it's a vertical jump.
So you only need to do one of those, right?
No,
No.
ma'am.
No, you got to
You
pass all.
Oh,
gotta pass everything.
A
yeah.
vertical jump. I heard you. I can stand on a milk crate and jump off, but that's not what you're talking
I know
about.
you can
I
do
am
it.
sure.
You can do it. You can do it.
Wow. Oh, wow. But you know what? You should be physically fit. You never know exactly what you could come up against. So I can
Exactly.
understand that you really, really should be physically fit. So let's just say that I am transitioning out of another position, and I'm just not so sure about joining something like the sheriff's department. How would you motivate me to really strongly consider?
Well, you have to want it. That's the difference. This is not just a job; it's a career,
Uh-huh.
and you have to want it. For me, I know I can say for me, I wanted it to the point where I physically paid my way to go through this training, which was extensive. We had EVOC training, firearms
What's
training,
EVOC? What's EVOC?
emergency vehicle operations
Oh,
course.
Driving.
So yeah, well, we learn how to operate a vehicle, running lights and sirens, learning how to clear intersections safely, and precipitation, learning how to control a car. It's a skid pad that you have to go through, learning how to control a car when you lose control of it. It's a lot, my not to include the actual classroom portion of it, and we worked out every single day, every single day.
wow.
So we
Wow.
worked out 5 days a week. We're in the classroom. I believe the standards are 750 hours, I believe, somewhere up around somewhere there, of classroom instruction before you
Okay.
graduate, So for me, I wanted the career. It's not something that you just, it's a job,
Right.
because it's taxing.
Mhm.
It can be stressful, very stressful.
That was my next question to ask you about stress levels
Mhm.
and what you do so that you are not overcome by stress or even sometimes you are dealing with some pretty sad situations and they can bring you down. So how do you, I guess you can't be separated from it, but how do you maintain your mental health to
We
be healthy?
communicate. We communicate.
We watch each other.
We talk to each other. We talk to other people about what's going on in our lives so that we can stay balanced. Uh, you have to stay in tune to what's going on, and you
Hmm.
have to be able to communicate what's going on with yourself so
Right.
that you make it every day.
Okay.
Take time to do the things that you like to do.
Yeah.
Those hobbies of yours that you love, that are de-stressors, do those things, whatever they are.
Yep.
That makes a world of a difference. A world of a difference. So,
Mm.
we all know our bodies. We know when we're stressed. Um, I know for my agency, we pretty much all know each other. And I can look at someone and see something's wrong.
Mm.
That's how close we
Wow.
are, how much of a family we are.
Wow.
And so I see that, and it starts with the conversation.
And sometimes we go up to each other, how you doing? You okay? And give them a hug. Sometimes you just need that personal hug to make you feel better, you know? And you keep moving on.
I I'm the chaplain of two police, local police, and there was a case of a man who had, because of things, I think his wife died, a couple of things happened, and he had started actually drinking, but nobody knew
Mhm.
that he was drinking, and I often wondered if people were all around him, they could probably, how could they not tell that he was, different than he had been before. But if you have people who go through trauma, the people you're
Mhm.
working with, if they go through trauma of any kind, where do they go?
So we have our peer support group, which we will start. Peer support, which is in-house. Um, if for whatever reason they can reach out to them, or if we feel like we need them to seek additional help.
EAP.
We also have our employee assistance program, where
Yeah.
we'll actually see a psychiatrist if need be. If
Okay.
you've witnessed something, or like you said, have some type of trauma that you need to deal
Mm-hmm.
with, it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
cope with.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the avenues, or what I would say, things that we have in place to help us go through those things.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good because when you are helping hurting people and you're hurting yourself, it's probably a challenge. So I know that our time is winding down. I just had a couple of specific questions that if somebody wanted to reach out to you, where would you direct them?
Well, I can give you both our cell phone numbers. They can call us directly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm Corporal Dixon. My cell phone number is 240-832-9201.
Corporal Smith, my phone number is 202-754-1184.
And I just want to remind everyone this is for a job only. I know they're very cute people, just for a job, okay? You're interested in a career. But I thank you guys for that. And are there any final words that you would like to share? Anything that, as I've gone through questions, but is there anything that you just want to make sure that, like, say you are at a place where there is recruiting going on? Is there something that you would have said to a person that was standing in front of you that we didn't get to with the questions that I had to ask?
For me, this is the best kept secret. The
That's
sheriff's office is the best kept secret.
really.
Come on over. You will love it. It's a great career. I've been here for 24 years. 24, and I love every minute of it. So come on over. We need you
Apply.
now.
That's what I would say. Apply. Apply.
Okay.
If you ever considered it, ever thought about it, it was ever a thought, apply.
Run. Come on.
That's,
Come on. We need you. We want you.
that sounds phenomenal. Do you go to schools?
Yes, we go to colleges. We go military bases. We do recruitment fairs. We do everything.
Like a middle school where the students they don't know which direction they're going in.
So right, we haven't. I haven't been at a middle school yet, but I'm quite
Mhm.
sure we will go.
A high school?
We will be going there as well.
You'll
Yeah.
be going there as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
You
You
do
know
know
what?
our sheriffs are in the high schools as well.
Right.
Or are we
Right.
in the middle schools? I apologize. We are currently in the middle schools working with
Okay.
our middle school agers. What?
All right.
Teenagers.
Teenagers. Yep.
Did you talk about your benefits? They just that just
Are great. We have good benefits. Dental.
did dental. Did you talk? Maybe you did. I can't remember. I'm so young. I have so many things on my mind, but I can't remember. If you talked about the benefits, and in your benefits, do you get to further your education? Is that a part of what someone can do?
Not currently, no.
Okay.
But that is something that I know I wanted to bring up, and maybe in the future, a direction we can go.
Now we do have programs that I'll share in then
Okay.
in some different programs or different things. They write a memo once they hired with the sheriff. Uh, they have different programs that you can actually get into. That's how I got into background investigations and everything. They paid for my classes and I went to it. So we do have some courses that we're able to take that actually your job pays for.
All right. All right. So, Corporal Dixon, your final words. What do you want to say to people who are, and I know that you've already done the ask, come be with us, but what else? What final words would you have for them?
For me, if you're really interested, I would tell you to come on. Don't hesitate. Don't let time pass. Just come on out. Come meet us. Come call us. We'll tell you everything you need to know. We'll help you through the process. We'll hold your hand through the whole process.
Mm,
And come on, it's a job at the end of the rainbow.
wow. Corporal Smith?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, just to piggyback off what Corporal Dixon said, you know, I think a lot of the misconception, a lot of times with law enforcement, unfortunately, you see something bad in the media, and unfortunately, we're all attached to it, right?
Yeah.
We're human. We bleed and cry and hurt just like everyone else does.
Yes.
You know, so come talk to us. You know, I promise you, if you had a conversation with myself or Corporal Dixon, you would see we're just like you.
And we down to earth.
We're just like you. You know, we're no different. Yes, I did take an oath to uphold the values of the sheriff's office, the core values of the sheriff's office, and I will do that. I love doing it. However, we're human. Don't be afraid to come up to us and speak and talk and have a conversation. I promise you, the conversation is going to be something that you didn't think it was going to be.
That's
You
great.
know,
That's
and
that's
that young
really
generation, you know, unfortunately, like again, they get a bad rep, you know, because of the media, or they see something negative, or maybe some type of interaction that they had with law enforcement at some point that didn't go the way that they thought it should go, you know.
right.
But unfortunately, you know, these are the times that we're in. However, we are people, we are human. Come
Yes.
to us, talk to us. I promise you, like I said, the conversation will be a conversation that you never thought that we would share. How many things we may have in common, you know, it's just endless. So again, just to go back to all of that, if you're interested in a career in law enforcement, the sheriff's office is the place you want to be. All right. Go online, apply. We're here. We will help you along the way, and we will see you when you're done.
We're waiting on you.
It sounds absolutely wonderful, and I'm so glad, Corporal Smith, that you took a few minutes to talk about what they see in the news is only a very small snapshot of
Yeah.
what actually goes on, but it gets all of this airtime,
Yeah.
and people then could stereotype and think that's all of police, and that's what they do, but it's actually just a very small snippet of what actually occurs. You could have, just very peaceful transaction every time for 1,000 times, but that one
Mm-hmm.
would be shown millions of times, and it
Yeah.
clouds the judgment of people. I remember young people when they used to play doctor or nurse, they used to also play police officer. They
Mm-hmm.
would also, I had so many of my nephews who said they wanted to be a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they wanted to carry a gun, but they wanted to be a police officer. So I want those days to come back because you do stand for the good that's in the community and nothing for people to be
Absolutely.
afraid of.
Yep.
I
That's
hate
right.
it when parents use the police to try to discipline their children.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to
Yes.
call the police on you.
Mm-hmm.
If I hear it, I tell parents, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Tell
do that
them
too.
that they're
All the
there
time.
for good
Yep.
and not to be used that
Yeah.
way.
That's
Yep.
right. That is correct.
Thank you so much. I got way off. I'm probably going to be, I got way off the track, but
It's
I
fine.
thank you so much for your time. I thank you for sharing about the employment opportunities with the sheriff's office. And I know you're between events right now, so it really does my heart good to know that you care and that you would take that time out to spend with us. So, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the webinar. And I pray that they will reach out, that you have reached a few people that would reach out to you as well.
That's awesome.
Any final thoughts?
Just thank you so much for
Thank
having us.
you.
Thank
We
you so much for having us.
appreciate you.
Thank you for your contributions. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for the SMI Career Connections webinar. Have a great day on purpose. Bye bye.
Bye bye.